Alright, well, my name is Paul Yanoni, and I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I went to Albuquerque High School, where I graduated back in 2010. So after high school, I attended the University of New Mexico for 2 years. Um, let's just say I really didn't care for that school very much. So I decided to transfer to Central New Mexico Community College. I attended CNM for 2 years and received my associate's degree. So after finishing up at CNM, I decided to attend New Mexico Highlands and complete my education here. So I've been going to New Mexico Highlands now for almost 2 years. I'm a senior this year, and I plan to graduate this coming May. So I want to discuss the author of the article I read. His name was Douglas McGregor. He was a management professor at MIT Sloan School of Management, and he was also the president of Antioch College from 1948 to 1954. So he had contributed the development of the management and also motivational theory. He is well known for his Theory X and Theory Y that he introduced in his book, The Human Side of Enterprise, that was published in 1960. It explains how management manages their employees. So I decided to read Leadership and the Nature of the Man. In the first section titled Management's Task, the conventional view, it pretty much goes over Theory X. So it explains that managers are in charge of making sure that there's organization and also that everything is running productively and smoothly. So this theory is a process that directs people's efforts, actions, and also their behavior being modified to fit the organization's needs. So it states that if management doesn't intervene with their employees, the employees are more likely to be passive or possibly resistant to the needs of the organization. So the employees need to be persuaded, rewarded, punished, or controlled. So it also explains how management can be strong or hard and also soft or weak. So they explain that both the hard and soft approaches could give management an advantage. They also can say it is the firm but fair approach. So they give the new theory of management next, and that is called Theory Y. There are 4 examples that are given in the text, and those are management is responsible for productive enterprise. So that means pretty much like their money, their materials, and the interest of the economic ends. And second, it states that people aren't passive or resistant by nature. It is learned by experience in organizations. So that's the second one. The third one is motivation, potential for development, assuming responsibility, and directing behavior towards organizational goals are all within the person. So the fourth one is management is responsible for creating conditions for people to achieve their own goals from their own efforts of the organization. So some of the difficulties that people nowadays are that people need to be directed instead of taking the initiative to do it on their own. So the difference between Theory X and Theory Y is that Theory X relies on external controls and Theory Y relies on self-control and self-direction. So according to the American Management Association, it says that if you intend to lead others, you as the manager have to give them a reason to follow in your footsteps. So if in their employees, as they do, they need to instill the same pride, in their employees as they do in themselves. So they need to ask a few questions, and those questions are: how well do the employees understand what is expected of them? It states that most companies do a really good job of defining tasks, but don't do it as well when giving employees roles and responsibilities. Second is, how well do employees know how their work complements the greater whole? So it states that companies don't take the time to compliment their employees, or don't thank their employee for contributing to the company's success. And the last question is, what can I do to foster more pride? It says that companies need to value their employees' worth. Praising employees for their success, just that little bit of effort on management's part can go a long way for their employees. And will push the employees to go that extra mile to get the job done correctly and set their own goals for themselves to get complimented more often. So a couple takeaways is just take the initiative to work hard and go above and beyond. I mean, you may think that your managers and stuff aren't looking, but I mean, they are. So kind of set your own goals and don't always depend on your managers to guide you in everything that you do. I mean, and always come into work with a positive attitude. I think that's the biggest key of being successful and working hard. And those are my sources, and thank you guys for listening.